Now, the next part of the experiment is to try to connect a second console, which is one of these products' party pieces. So I think I mentioned it earlier. Here's the black version of the TC10, and here's the white one, which you've seen from the back. They've both got lights down the side. They're identical products, really, just the colour. So I'm going to change the setup slightly now. I'm going to disconnect this TC10 and connect it to a small powered switch which I have here. So we would probably use something a bit beefier than that in a professional install, but this works just fine. Again, for the sake of my demonstration, I'm going to disconnect this TC10 and connect two consoles via that powered switch instead. So let's see how that works. Now, what order shall I do this in? Not sure it matters, but I think the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the current one and connect the purple cable to the powered switch. So that's going to be my step one, and then I'm going to connect each of the panel independently to the switch, and we'll see what happens. So firstly, the one I've already set up, so that's now getting its power directly from the switch, and it's connected via this switch back to the PC. So give it a moment or two and we should see that come back to life as if nothing had happened. It's going to go through its Poly setup again. And let's do the same thing for this one while we're waiting for that to happen. So you can see it's running through its setup again, checking who it is and what it's doing, trying to connect to the Teams room. It said it has connected, it's waiting for a response now. You can see on the main display the system could tell that I'd unplugged the display, but now it's back. There we go. So we're back to business as usual. Now I'm going to connect this secondary display. Now this one I had to reset. I had it set up as a room booking panel previously, so I had to do a reset, which I've done already, which was a simple matter of powering it on with like a SIM tray needle on the reset button. It took a minute or two. So I'm going to plug this in and see what happens. This will be the first time it's connected to this room system. So let's give that a moment or two to wake up. I'm hoping it'll do just the same thing. So have we connected to the correct? Nope, we haven't. There we go, it's connected to a powered port. Okay, the little light has come on in the corner. A lot of people don't know this little light is actually access to this menu. So it's not just for purposes of knowing that it's on or not. It actually has a function which isn't that clear until you know. So I thought I'd mention it. Now you know. Got HP logo. So this is acting as if I've turned it on for the very first time. I'm hoping it won't need to do a lot of updates since it has its Android firmware already built in. Searching for devices, manually connect to a room. I don't want to do that. I want it to search for the room and find it. Successfully connected to HP MTR OW. MTR OW stands for Microsoft Teams Rooms on Windows, in case you didn't know that. There we go. Ah, hey presto, it was as simple as that. So that was actually very painless, very quick. So the initial setup of the G9 Plus was only complicated by having to wait around a little while for it to do its updates, but really was very simple. The diagram of how to connect it is printed inside the box. You might be able to see that in the distance behind me. So that obviously relies on the user or the person installing it, i.e. me, to actually look at that diagram and digest the information properly. So I made a mistake, so you don't have to. And then we connected these displays initially directly, one of them directly to the G9, and then we introduced this small powered switch here in between. Now you can have up to 4 consoles when you're running Microsoft Teams. I have a feeling Poly have said that you could do more on other platforms, but on Microsoft 4 is the maximum currently, but 4 is plenty. And as I mentioned earlier on in the video, I see the key benefit of this as having a console on the table and also a console on the wall or down by the display at the front. This is also very useful in maybe a very large room or a long thin boardroom where you don't want to walk all the way down to the front to mute the call or to control the call. You want to choose whether you're at the back or the front, so you might want more than one console on the table, but also having one on the wall when the furniture is movable in a room is really useful, because no one's going to move it when it's been connected to the wall. So that's the Poly G9 Plus core system. There are all sorts of accessories to this. They have a new thing called the A2 audio bridge and little mic pods with their own mute button, which is really great. I'll cover that on a later date, which all integrates with this solution together. Absolutely fantastic. So that's Poly. They have a range of small, medium, large and extra large solutions that essentially are built around this core, as I've shown you, and then it depends which either bar or camera system you choose to marry with that. But this also is suitable for integration with different control systems. Because it's Windows based, it's not difficult to integrate this with Shure or Biamp or Sennheiser microphones, audio systems, etc., and also control systems for lights and blinds and all sorts of things like that. So really great product from HP Poly, and yeah, I hope that's been useful. Thank you.